Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Very good.
Good, good. Well, my name's Eliott, and welcome to the show. This is called The Cookout when we have the favorite artist stop by. So, this is your first time at the cookout, and we only have one rule is that you have to bring a dish, preferably something you can make, but if you got to pick it up on the way, that's cool too. But what do you want to bring to the cookout?
I would bring a nice fish and chips from the UK to the cookout.
Ooh,
Yeah,
love that. Well,
it's a bit really.
let me give you a proper introduction. For those who don't know, we are being joined by Superstar. Just got nominated for a Brit Award for Best New Artist. Got a new song out, new album on the way. Studio audience, give it up for Mimi Webb.
Woo! Hey, legend.
All right, so let's talk about this new song, Red Flags, because obviously I have a lot of questions just about that in general. But why was this the time for Red Flags to come out? What's happening in your life that this was the moment you had to release this song?
So red flags, for me. So I was in a situation where, I literally should have. I saw red flags literally 2 weeks in and just completely ignored them. Ended in devastation. So I wanted to write a song that really like got to, explore that whole situation. And I think it's so relatable. Everyone, sometimes when you're just so obsessed in a moment that you just kind of ignore everything, all those signs. So yeah, I just felt like it was something that was really, just really obvious to what it is, red flags, and people actually having to think, wow, like how do we kind of how do we actually like listen to these red flags instead of ignore them all the time?
Yeah, that's a great point because obviously people know what the red flags are, and if your friends are telling you that they see the red flags, but we don't ever listen to our friends, so I think it's an
As
important message.
soon as you feel like you have to start defending your relationship, you
Yeah,
need to think, you need to yeah.
exactly. So, what are some as time goes on, we always have to update the list of red flags because people can get trickier and trickier with new
Yeah.
things popping up and technology, social media.
Yeah.
So what are like some big red flags for you, like right now in present day 2023?
Mm. I think like you have to really like I think when you meet someone who will kind of just love bomb you and be so intense all of a sudden, and make something, say like rush something for like really like a lot. I think that's a red flag because you want to be able to like focus on yourself as well as that. And I think as soon as someone just kind of get chucks everything onto you, that's when you got to be careful because it's going to be really really hard to shake them off.
Ooh, that's interesting. So it's kind of like, would this be a red flag to be like, if they felt like it was love at first sight, the person you're talking to, they're all in love immediately? That's a red flag.
Yeah, I feel like that conversation can be had like 6 months in. But yeah, I think if it's said right away, it's a bit like, oh, okay, well, really, like, you haven't seen this yet?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now you got the red flags as part of the your new album coming out, Amelia,
Yeah.
March 3rd. Um, can you tell me what's the difference or the difference between Mimi and Amelia, or is there a difference?
Yeah, so Amelia and Mimi, see, both the same person, that's me. But Amelia is my real name. And when I was 15, I decided to start calling myself Mimi because I knew that was going to be my artist name. So I kind of stepped into that personality, stepped into that role, and I think, you know, Amelia was kind of like not left behind, but Amelia has to deal with the emotions behind the crazy journey where Mimi's, the person that travels around the world and is always switched on and has to do all these things, and Amelia's kind of always catching up and also handling it mentally and dealing with it. But yeah, I wanted this, my album to be all about growth and growing up, and both kind of people having to work as one, and when I'm on stage, Mimi switches on. When I'm off stage, I'm with the you have Amelia, and like, they're both obviously the same person, but when you put it like literally, it's very like it's kind of like one of those things of this one of them has to like you have to deal with the emotions of it and also growing up and going through your 20s. I'm in my early 20s, so I wanted to do something that really explained me as a person and just was and I wanted to be able to give sorry I wanted to be able to be given the ability to um to introduce me who I am, as Amelia and my real name, and just to show the growth and the storyline of how I've grown in the industry and how I've experienced what I've experienced.
Yeah, I think that's a key word, growth there, because I think about your journey because you've been doing this like forever. I mean, you're still young, but you started out so young, so you already got like a lot of years in the game. So we get to watch you grow as a person and as an artist. But what do you think is like the biggest ways you've grown over the years coming into this new album? Like, what do you want people to notice the most about Amelia?
I think just to see like I'm a countryside girl. I'm from a little village in the UK, and like I want to kind of I wanted to be that is Amelia. And the glitz and the glam, it all looks all really in the Mimi world, but actually there's a lot to it, and I just think I want people to be able to see that there is that like not like that very kind of innocent, sweet kind of girl next door, as well as that girl that's also growing and wanting to like level up and do this album and do the nomination and all these kind of things. So yeah, it's just I think it's just going to get people to understand me a lot more and just to get to know me as an artist and my sound and why I love singing emotional songs, but then I also drop songs like Red Flags that are quite out there and up tempo and vibey, but then there's also songs where I'm really emotional and it's really raw, so I think just kind of colliding those two worlds together on this album is exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, it's great because, definitely everybody has to go through all those things. Like, you're not just always emotional and you're not just always partying. There's balance. There's balance to life,
Yeah,
right?
all about the balance. Yeah.
All right. So now with the new album, you're also going to be going on tour around Europe and the UK.
Yeah.
But being from the UK, how big of a deal is that for you just to be, going around like your hometown and like all these cities?
Honestly, it's just incredible. I'm so grateful to be able to be doing it, and I just can't believe that we're going to be doing bigger venues. It's all going to be new music, the album, everything, the whole lot. It's going to be the biggest, longest show I've performed to date. So yeah, I'm so excited to get back on the road. I just love it so much, and just to be able to have new material and see how everyone reacts to the album.
Yeah, for sure. And now you're going to be doing like arenas and stuff. Now, do you have any stories of like some performances from like your early stages? Like, you're like, one day we're going to laugh at this when I'm going on a tour around arenas. We're going to laugh that I did this gig. Do you have any stories like that?
Um, No, I don't really. I mean, I did a lot of open mic nights back in the day that were some of them would go really well, some of them I'd mess up. So there probably are times where I sat there and I thought, oh gosh, one day I'll have the team around it as well. It won't just be me and my little guitar, like going around all these pubs in my village. Yeah, I think, that's what makes it so beautiful is all those moments and like, really being able to look back at those times.
Yeah, for sure. Going from open mic nights to tours around the country, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Another big deal that I saw on your TikTok is that you had a moment with Sam Smith. You said who's like an inspiration to you.
Yeah.
Kind of describe what that moment meant to you, and also what did he say to you? Did he give you any advice?
It was really a full circle moment. They were so lovely. I couldn't believe it. My mum as well was freaking out, so I
Right.
had to keep her under control.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so the song is Red Flags. Before I let you go and get out of here, I want to play a quick random rapid fire game with you. I'm gonna name some things. You tell me if it's a red flag or if it's a green flag.
Perfect.
We'll just call this red flag,
Perfect.
green flag.
Okay, cool. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
They have red hair.
I think that's fine.
It took
Uh,
you a second. It took you a second though.
Yeah, I would not. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine.
Okay. Oops, that's green flag. All right. Lives with their parents.
Depends on the age.
Okay. So certain age range, it's a red flag.
Yeah, I think there's a certain age range, and it depends. I get everyone's everyone's circumstances are different, but I think it depends. For me, anyway, I'd like to. Yeah, it depends on the age.
All right. So what would you put the cutoff age at where it becomes
I'm
a red flag?
13 living at your parents, like I'm saying.
Okay. There
Like,
it
come
is.
on, let's just try it, see what it's like.
Just a
Get
little bit.
out there. Yeah.
What if they're an aspiring artist?
Green flag.
Okay.
I think, it's amazing as long as they're doing it on their own thing. Their own
Yeah,
path.
yeah. If they're an only child.
Green flag.
Really?
I think
Okay.
that's fine, yeah. I've got a lot of best friends of mine that are only children, yeah.
All right. What if they're TikTok famous?
Green flag.
Hmm?
No, actually, it depends. Oh, I don't
What?
know. Oh no, I can't do the whole. No, probably no. Nah. Red flag for me.
Okay. If they're under 6 feet tall.
Red flag for me. 'Cause I'm tall, so I can't. I
Are
can't.
you? Okay. That makes sense. What if they play video games?
Red flag. Yeah. I mean, fine, but it depends. It depends the hours. Are they doing it during the day, when they should be working, or are they doing it, before they go to bed for an hour? Like it depends.
Okay. Yeah. It's some,
I'll get the details in, and then I'll figure it out.
yeah. If it's red or green flag.
Yeah.
Okay. If they're a gym rat.
I think that's fine. I mean, staying fit, gorgeous.
All right.
I want hottie, so keep going. That the gym's fine.
Okay. What if they never laugh, but they always say that's so funny?
That's a red flag. Yeah, no, red flag.
Red flag, right? Okay. All right.
Because I that's because that they don't find you funny, and they're just going, "Oh, that's so funny," but they know it's not funny.
Yeah, they're just being nice at that point. If they don't know the words to your songs, red flag or green flag?
Green flag, because I think that'd be so weird if they knew my song lyrics. That would freak me out. I'd be there like, "You're a fan."
Can't do it. Can't date a super fan.
Yeah, I would be like, "Oh my gosh, okay, wait, hang on a minute. What's going on?"
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, that's all I had for you, Mimi. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we wish you luck on the upcoming album and the tour and everything.
Thank you, legend. Thank you so much.